Hey, Reach Paramount, welcome to our podcast. We really hope this message encourages and challenges you as you walk with the Lord every day. Enjoy this message.
I've been enjoying this series we've been in, Undeserved Mercy. It's been powerful, and man, I wish we can do it for another couple months, but maybe next time. But isn't His mercy, it's undeserving. There's nothing we can do to earn it. There's nothing we can do for us to kind of gain God's mercy. It's who He is. And I like how Pastor Omar opened the series with Romans 9:16. So it is God who decided to show mercy. We can neither choose it nor work for it. You see, we don't earn mercy. Mercy is not given because we deserve it, but because God is merciful by nature. And there's a few scriptures that I love that backs this up. And in 1 Peter 4:8, it says, love covers a multitude of sins. And in James 2:13, it says, mercy triumphs over judgment. And I love these scriptures because the love and the mercy that God gives us isn't a judgment, but it's a love that can transform our lives. And if there's anything that I want you guys to remember tonight, is that mercy can transform your life. So mercy transforms us, amen? Now, because God is so merciful, does that mean we have a license to sin? You know, some may ask, if God is so merciful, can I just keep living how I want to live? Well, Paul answers clearly in Romans 6:1 and 2, should we keep on sinning so that God can show us more and more of His wonderful grace? He goes on to say, of course not. Since we have died to sin, how can we continue to live in it? And I believe the mercy of God should transform us, and it should change us. You see, we can't abuse the mercy of God, but we can let it change our lives. When we receive God's mercy, it will give us the freedom to walk away from sin and draw us closer to God. And I want to talk to you today about a familiar story in Luke 19:1 through 10. And for the sake of time, I'm not going to read too much, but I will paraphrase a little bit. It's about Zacchaeus, the tax collector. And it's a great story. It's Jesus was passing through a city in Jericho, and the crowds were huge, and everybody wanted to see him. And amongst the crowd was a man named Zacchaeus, a wealthy tax collector. Now they say that he was a chief tax collector. If you understand what that means, it means he was a manager of tax collectors, amen? So we know this guy was a shrewd man who probably had a high demand on the people working for him to make sure that they met the quota of taxes that they were collecting. And these were Jewish men that were collecting taxes from their own people. So he was a man that was definitely somebody that was hated. He was a man that somebody didn't look up to, amen? He also was recognized as a traitor. But it says that Zacchaeus wasn't just rich. He was known for cheating people, and he was hated for it. Now, what I really want to share is Jesus was passing through, and this man was short in stature. And what's great about this story is he wanted to get a glimpse of Jesus. So the story goes that he climbed up a sycamore tree. And when he climbed up the sycamore tree, Jesus recognized him. And it goes on that Zacchaeus was a corrupt tax collector, greedy, dishonest, and despised. Yet something stirred in his heart, and he climbed a tree just to see Jesus. And here's the moment of mercy. In Luke 19:5 says, when Jesus reached the spot, he looked up and said to him, Zacchaeus, come down immediately. I must stay at your house today. And what a powerful statement. You know, Pastor Omar talked about how Peter followed Jesus at a distance, and because of that, he was far away from Jesus. It was easier for him to deny the Lord. And in this story, we see Zacchaeus also was trying to get a glimpse of Jesus at a distance, and he turned around and he noticed Zacchaeus. And I want to let you guys know tonight, no matter how far you may think you are from God, God still knows your name, and He knows who you are, and He has a purpose and plan for your life. You see, just because Jesus saw him at a distance, He still called him by name, and that's undeserved mercy. You see, even when we feel distant, when we feel like God isn't noticing us, or maybe we're just trying to get lost through the crowd, but God does notice us, and He does know our name, and He calls us to get closer to Him. Now remember, mercy that enters a man or a woman can transform your life. Jesus didn't say, first you have to fix your life first, Zacchaeus. He says, no, I'm coming in. You see, too many times we got to feel like we got to live a certain way, and we got to fix a whole bunch of things in our life. And all Jesus is asking you is just to follow Him. You see, Jesus right away said, I'm coming in. And once mercy entered Zacchaeus' home, it changed his heart forever. He said, look, Lord, I give half my possessions to the poor, and if I've cheated anyone, I'll pay them back 4 times as much. You see, greed turned to generosity. Selfishness turned to surrender. Mercy didn't just visit, it transformed Zacchaeus. And I want to close with this. Jesus wants to dwell with you. Amen. He wants to get to know you, and he wants to live with you and dine with you. And that's why he wanted to enter Zacchaeus' house. Jesus said, I must stay at your house today. He's still saying that to us. He doesn't want us just to worship him on a Sunday and that's it and wait for the entire week. He doesn't want us to come in on a midweek and just say, okay, I was here for a few hours and worshiped you, and just go back to our old ways. He wants to dwell in your life, and he wants to transform your heart. He wants to dine with you daily. And if mercy could change Zacchaeus, it can change you. And I like how this story ends. In verse 10, Jesus responds, salvation has come to this house today. This man has shown himself to be a true son of Abraham. For the Son of Man came to seek and save those who are lost. And I want to let you know something today. God can change your life. He changed Zacchaeus' life in a moment. Just by looking at him in the sycamore tree, he said, I need you to come down and I'm going to go to your house today. If you will just allow God to open up your heart, if you will just respond to the call later on and just say, God, I need change in my life, I guarantee you his mercy will fall upon you. His mercy will overcome the sin in your life, and love will overcome the sin. And I believe transformation will start to happen if you'll just let him. Amen. God bless you.
Thanks so much for listening to this message from Reach Church Paramount. To stay connected with us, follow us on Instagram or Facebook at Reach Paramount. To give and support this podcast and ministry, visit our website at reachparamount.com/give.